And we laugh. We can laugh because, I feel like...
Well, si no parle, no will mourir, So, yeah, if you don't laugh, you'll die.
Hey folks, welcome to the Creole Narratives podcast, where we amplify stories about the Haitian diaspora and amplify IET. I'm your host, Fadia Patterson, and joining me today is Kate Outlaw, who is a blogger, a mother, a wife who lives in upstate New York of Haitian descent. Kate, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the show. I'm so thrilled to have you on the show after following you for all these years. I know you like to use your platform to amplify IET. Can you talk to me a little bit about how that got started?
Oh my gosh. Well, I found that a lot of my humor and the way that I tell stories, because of my mom's humor, my mom is half Haitian, it just didn't blend into the white community. People just didn't get it. It was too much. It was, too brutal, too mean, I guess. And so I actually started, I believe, with Missionary Kate, which was, this missionary character that I'd always used my whole life to make my mom and my family laugh, of this blanc that goes to Haiti and speaks really horrible Creole and has the long skirts. And so I started with that because it was funny. And I started with the bonjour tout moon, comme nous yay, Betty soit l'éternel. And it went from there. And that's actually how I met my husband as well, was social media.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Instagram.
Oh, wow. That's new.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Mm-hmm. I think, by the way, I want to give you your props because Creole fort, in my opinion. Okay. I think you speak some good Creole, especially with the language. It seems to be dying out a bit as more people are migrating and coming to the States and moving to other areas. It's hard to, get a grasp of the language now because there's so many different dialects, in my opinion, so many different ways people are speaking the language. There's different mots for every word now, I feel, or different expressions now.
There is. And my Creole, I feel, is a lot stronger, especially when I'm living there, and then, my Creole it'll be really full. And now it's harder, because I'm here and the only person I speak Creole to is my husband or my baby or my mom,
Yeah.
So, yeah. Or my dad. My dad is blanc, but he speaks Creole. Yeah.
That's so cool.
But he learned it from my mom, because of moving there. I think it's so important.
I know you have a son. You're a mother now. Do you feel like that's the way that you are going to pass on the histories and the culture, is through the language?
Oh, that's how we've started. He's our son. We only have one so far, but he's 1.5. And I make sure that every book that we get, whether it's in Creole or English, that it gets read in both languages. So if it's a book in English, I read it in Creole.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It works. And so, he'll say, I'll say, oh, there's the baby bear, or like, look, gadi luz, and he speaks both. Like, he'll say words in both Creole and English. So that's how we're starting. But hopefully by the time he's 5 or 6, we'll be living in Haiti. Once we get this business up and running, we'll be living in Haiti half the year and here half the year.
So your goal is to eventually go back to Haiti and
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. That's not a really popular idea for the time being.
It's not.
And we laugh. We can laugh because, I feel like...
Well, si no parle, no will mourir, So, if you don't laugh, you'll die. And that's part of also why I try to keep my social media so funny and so light and ridiculous, is because it is such a horrible time for Haiti and for Haitian people. And it's sad. It's devastating. And so I keep my social media so ridiculous most of the time until I want to sneak a point in, um, because we need it. We need to laugh.
Yeah, and I
Laughter is medicine.
it is. And I know recently, you've been profiling a lot of like hot topics, some serious things happening, especially
Yeah.
with the orphanages. There was
Yeah.
a leader of an orphanage who was arrested for abusing children.
Oh, yeah, there are many. There are many, and people don't like to talk about it because, it gets, I talked about it in my video, it gets thrown to the side as conspiracy. But when you have personally lived in those places, when you have personally gone and seen this stuff and interviewed these people and interviewed these children, it is what it is, and it is true. And so the best that we can do is spread awareness. Now's the time. Now I can reach more people with what needs to be heard and discussed.
Yeah. How do you think media, social media even, has advanced different narratives about Haitians and Haitian culture?
Oh, I think that it's been wonderful. So for me, I was homeschooled my entire life. So I never went to public school because we were back and forth. And so we're not going to be pulled out of school and pulled out of school, and so I never grew up with that negative narrative of Haiti because of my mom and my dad. I didn't know. I didn't know that it wasn't cool to be Haitian. I didn't know, I've always repped it so hard. And I know how I was talked to when I was little, and now I'm remembering like, oh, that's what that means, you know? And so yeah, but I think that how it is now I think it's really been beautiful for Haiti. I think it really has been, because the Haitians that are so proud of their heritage and their culture, they're sharing the most beautiful videos. Yeah. I mean, I get on there and I'm like, what? Why can't I make a reel that looks like that?
Yeah, especially when you see the islands that you don't typically see, the blue
food,
water.
The water, the jungles and the trees and the flowers. I mean, it's magnificent. Yeah.
You talked a little bit about your son and raising your child and reading to him in Creole. Do you know any of the lullabies, the traditional Haitian lullabies that you can sing?
You know what? I know. I mean, my mom used to sing them to us, but I basically now just know the. Well, it's a horrible song. I mean, it's like, they're going to eat the kids. I mean, when you translate it. So I changed the lyrics a little bit, but I keep the same melody. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not singing to him, hey, they're going to eat all the little children. They're eating you. I mean,
What is the most frustrating thing for you right now as a Haitian American?
Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah. Where do you start there? I guess the most frustrating thing for me right now is what I have seen among the bourgeois and the elite in Haiti. Because whether the government is the worst, it also starts with the people. And we need to take responsibility for the people that are in the country that are causing this turmoil. Because the elite in Haiti, it doesn't matter that the poorest of the poor are living in the dirt. It doesn't matter to them because they still own gas stations and they're still making a lot of money, and they still have deals, and they still have deals here and there and here and there, which we could talk about forever. So my frustration would be with the elite in Haiti, that, I walk into their house and they are still treating their servants like slaves. That's still happening.
Like Restaveks?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I mean, and what they call them and how they treat them, and it's just like they really, it's classism. It's thinking that they are so far above the people that are working for them, rather than looking at it as we all are working in this together. I'm the manager with my husband of a resort, and I don't care if I'm speaking to my office manager, if I'm speaking to my janitor. They are the same, because they're both doing a job that needs to be done. And so my disgust and my frustration is with the elite in Haiti, for sure.
Wow,
All
so
over.
you've done it all. You've done mobile medicine. You've worked for orphanages.
I mean, I do a lot of medical work. So I have my motorcycle and I have my backpack full of medical supplies, and I just hike through the mountains and I go house to house to house to house, because it's, infection will run rampant. I knew one woman who, she started out with a little scab on her leg, and she hadn't been my patient, but she had a scab on her leg and both of her legs ended up rotting off. And that's just because of infection. So I catch those little things, or I would sometimes have people outside my door until 10:30 at night, and some would have stubbed toes, and some would have just crashed a motorcycle, so I do a lot of, there would be days I'd be gone from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. just bandaging wounds. And that's where my heart's really at. But I also I've worked in orphanages. I've worked in the trafficking industry.
What do you recall in the few years since the president has been assassinated? And how has that impacted your life personally?
Oh, how has that affected me personally? Well, it's been, I'm not allowed to go right now, because of the different areas of work that I've worked in. And now that I have a baby, that if it was just me and I wasn't married and I didn't have a baby, I would go, of course, because, if I die, I die, and that's okay by me. But now I'm living for somebody else. So that has really broken my heart. Like, I can't visit my family or Gun, and I have dear friends and Gun, who's been very, very sick, and I can't go. And so that's been hard, just personally. But what is that compared to what everyone else is going through, Yeah.
And I just want to, close things out to more on the lighter side and happier side. You obviously use your social media to amplify Haiti and all the positives about the country. What is the one thing or a few things you want the world to know, someone who hasn't visited the country to be aware of about the country itself?
Oh my gosh. Well, Haiti will come back. It will. I believe in that 100%. I really do. And it's not just a hopeful thing. I don't think that it's naive. I think that it's realistic. And when it does, I think that Haiti really needs to go hardcore into tourism and show off the culture. Get back to the roots, the dancing and the drums and the food. And there's not a reason under the sun that people should be traveling to all these other Caribbean countries when you've got the Pearl right there, like, it doesn't get more beautiful. And the people are a blast, and they're fun and funny and smart, and the music is, it's just, the vibe is fire. It's amazing. Yeah. So go, just if you want to experience the best time of your life.
You've had amazing access to the country because of your heritage, right? But there are maybe other Haitian Americans who are 2-3 generations removed that wanted that connection, right? How do you think they can get that access even though they can't visit the country at this point in time?
Well, I think that's something that my husband and I want to do is when it gets to the point, we want people to be able to visit and for people to come, and where they come, because I've got so many people that message me wanting to go and wanting to join me on a trip. And I want to personally be able to have people that are 2 or 3 generations removed go and experience it and have a safe place and an awesome place where they can do that and really get it. But there are other places as well. You know, there are places, if you really do your research, there are places that you can go and visit and experience. I mean, it would be more of a kind of a hotel experience, but it would still be, you'd still be there. You would still be, you know, entering the airport with the little band and eating lambi off the side of the road, you know, like, yeah. So I think that it just takes a little bit of guts and find somebody who knows. You know, with social media, one of the positives is find an influencer who will respond to your messages, you know, and be like, hey, well, go visit this place, you know.
What are the cities that you love so much in Haiti that you feel people should definitely take a trip to if they have a chance?
Islandio Chéri.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Jacmel is incredible and it's peaceful. It feels very islandy, very surfy. Jeremy, like, yeah, go out. Go out because it's peaceful out. And I mean, people are just chilling. Labadzi, it is very colonized. I mean, it's very, you know, it's very touristy. But you're probably still gonna feel the vibes, you know. But yeah, as far as like beautiful areas to go, Kenskoff is beautiful. Jacmel is beautiful. Jeremy's beautiful. I like the mountains. You know, I'm a country girl, so I'm, yeah. And then, you know, maybe drive into town on my motorcycle, dance a little bit, you know, and then head out. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I also, my experience in Haiti has also been so vastly different. Where, you know, when we lived in Haiti, I mean, my mom refused to live blanc at all. So my mom was cooking in the dirt. You know, my mom was cooking outside. Like, we had an outhouse. You know, anytime I've lived in Haiti, I've had donkeys haul water up, you know, the mountainside. I mean, so it's no electricity, so it's very different. I love the grittiness and the rawness and the realness of that. And I would love to be able to show people that in a cool way where they're comfortable, you know, because I know that for people that live in the city, that's crazy.
That's different. Yeah, sounds like you lived off the land for real, for real.
I have. Yeah, yeah. But anywhere, I mean, everywhere is beautiful, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you feel like your mobile medicine program is that much more impactful because you are in the most rural parts of Haiti?
Oh, that's why. That's why it was. Yeah, because, you know, there was the one hospital, and you know, if people went in there, they usually died of infection. You know, it was just not a great, it was not a great place to go to. You know, that was like people's last resort. And so if I could catch people right in their homes, and then I just would go every single day and I would treat their wounds every single day until they were healed. And yeah, it was really nice. But that's why it was needed, is because I was so far out.
That's an amazing way to use your nursing degree, right?
Well, I left, so I was going to be a doctor.
Yeah.
And I left because of the earthquake in 2010. So I took what I knew, and then I also grew up on a farm. So I always gave vaccines, and I always stitched wounds, and I always took care of any sick animal or person, and I broke a lot of my own bones. And so I took what I knew and I took what I learned, and then I just did a lot of studying and reading and learning about different diseases and plants and herbs, and it ended up working. And when there was something extreme that I couldn't help, you know, I'd say, hey, listen, you're gonna have to go in, you know. But for the most part, I don't think that I ever had to send anybody.
Wow, what an amazing way to use whatever skills you did have, because I'm sure it was essential at that point in time.
Well, yeah, and that is how it is. I mean, when you have nothing, you use what you have. And that's very Haitian in general, you know. just, yeah, dégagez, you know?
Kate, thank you so much for everything you've done. Thank you for your time on this podcast and sharing a little bit of your story to amplify IET. Keep up the amazing work. And again, thank you for gracing us with your time.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.